Hey guys, what's up? We're back. In Borderlands, picking up. We gotta find some bottles of booze for Crazy Earl, because as much as I love this first game, there's some really mundane quests in it. So, but we're gonna get the bottles of booze, and I think he's got one other dumbass thing for us to do too. Plant some explosives, I believe, is the other one. Let me accept that quest too.
What you want? See you later. Yep, see you later.
Definitely felt like, going back and replaying through this after not that long ago completing the story in the second game again, definitely feels like there's more filler in this game than there was in the second game. The second one felt like it flowed a little bit better, and it did kind of, what's that? It did kind of come off the rails a little bit at the end with Sawtooth Cauldron and stuff like that, but it didn't feel like that was just poor storytelling more than anything as your reasons for going to Sawtooth Cauldron. It wasn't, in context of the story, it made sense. You had to go get the buzzards and blah, 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 blah. Whereas this, it's just like, we got nothing better for the player to do, so let's make them collect some booze bottles. That's just what it feels like. No good guns. Where's that C4 detonator? Forgot this is actually a pretty big area. But like, I guess the point I'm trying to make, I guess some of the main quests that you have to do to progress through the story in this game feel like side quests in the second game. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? I haven't seen a badass shock skag in a long time. The hell? There are bottles of booze. Oops. Oh, I gotta go to... What the hell?
I'm really good at this.
Let's get the hell out of here. Get so used to having that mini map in the second one, it's easy to get lost in some of these maps in this game. Plus everything's brown. Oh, yeah, music. I really gotta do that quest. Alright, let's go to Treacher's Landing and go find his damn bottles of booze. Luckily, for games like this, the story is kind of secondary to the experience of just running around and killing shit and getting guns and loot and stuff. So, there's a lot of bitching about the Diablo 3 story. And the Diablo 3 story wasn't terrible, but I don't play Diablo 3 for the story. I play it for the loot. Which, by the way, remember, if you're a Diablo 3 PC player, 100% increase in loot drops this week. Oh, except for right now, because they're having server maintenance. Not right now while you're watching this, right now while I'm filming this.
Funny thing about selling. Everyone needs to buy, but no one wants to be sold. Not everyone has the knack for selling, you know. Take you, for instance. You always accept the price as is. You don't even try to negotiate. If you find that vault, you're going to need a partner who knows how to sell. A partner like me.
Guy was being kind of a douche. See, switch things up a little bit here. Probably we'll stick with what we got. This gun's like the Uncanny Herald of Borderlands. It just tears through everything. It gives no fucks about what you're shooting. And then if you really want to make it sick, no, I don't have it. I thought she had a class mod to increase fire damage. Maybe I was wrong. Or maybe she does have one, maybe I just don't have it, but... There's a lot of dudes over here. Should be able to get our last 7 bottles. Two more. Let's see. Ah, fuck this. We got all of our booze. Just kind of following the corpses. The RNG is not strong with us today. So Wolfenstein came out today. It looks like it's getting some pretty good reviews. If I had a little bit more fun money in the bank, I'd probably pick it up. But my fun money is it's almost non-existent, so I don't think I'm going to be snagging it anytime soon. But I do want to play it. It looks interesting, and like I said, it looks like it's getting, from what I read, it's getting pretty good reviews so far. That's a shame. I do want to play it, but rent and utilities and all that kind of come first. Get over here. Get Krom. New info for Hemlock Grove. July 11th. I don't know if any of you guys watched Hemlock Grove. It was a show I watched with my wife at the time, and I'm divided toward, like, I don't know how I feel about it, because it started off really good, I thought. They kind of just baited you along, and they made you want to know what was going to happen next. And then, like, I felt like they got to the last episode, and they had, like, 45 minutes left, and they're like, oh, we didn't explain anything that's happened so far, so we'll just explain it all right now. Like, they shoved too much shit into the end of the episode, or the end of the season. It just felt like really rushed, whereas they had this slow burn throughout the whole season, and then they just tried to wrap everything up in like a half hour, 45 minutes, and I hated that. But, you know, I mean, some of that could be the fault of the source material too, since it is based off of a book. But, you know, if the second season can correct that and keep that same feeling that I had through the beginning of the first season, up until, I'd say it really fell off the rails right around the part where they killed the Vargulf, or whatever the hell it was called. But when they revealed that who the werewolf was, and then Shelley came in and killed her, after that moment, that's kind of where it seemed like it fell apart for me. But it didn't sour me enough that I won't watch season 2. I will watch season 2 just to see where it goes from there. But if it's really going to need to be good to keep me invested. Especially after watching a show like, you know, Hannibal, I think probably, without a doubt, is the best show on television right now. The acting is good. I mean, you have perfect acting. Mads Mikkelsen, I think, is probably, I dare say, might be a better Hannibal than Anthony Hopkins. He has just some subtleties to him, especially the scenes with him and Mason Berger, because you can just, without really saying anything, you can just tell how much Mason Berger annoys the fuck out of Hannibal Lecter in the show, and just because of these little twitches and ticks that Mads has when he is in those scenes. And Hugh Dancy, as far as live action adaptations, I think Hugh Dancy, and I never saw Manhunter, so I don't know, but I did see Red Dragon, and I think Hugh Dancy is a better Graham than Ed Norton was. Not that Ed Norton was bad, but you could you know, Hugh Dancy, his Graham is tortured because of his ability to empathize with the killer, and he brings that across well. And comparing the television series to the TV or to the movies is kind of, can't really do it because it's, while there is similarities, Glorious Havocs are awesome assault rifles. That's why I picked that up. You know, there is similarities between the two with their relation to the source material, but for the most part, they are completely different animals. And how they go about referencing the source material, you know, and the movies were a little bit more faithful to the books than the TV series is, but the TV series is a little bit more faithful in spirit. I think, well, it's not like a scene-for-scene adaptation. I think it carries across the same spirit of the books that the movies kind of did, but they eventually what happened is you had this great movie with Silence of the Lambs, and then with Hannibal, once Hannibal got too popular, the movies became more of a focus on him, especially with Red Dragon. They altered a lot in Red Dragon so that they could have more screen time with Hopkins, utilize Lecter some more, because Lecter actually wasn't in that book nearly as much as Anthony Hopkins is in the movie. And I'm sure they'll do that in the TV series too. I don't think they'll push Lecter to the sidelines for that like he was in the book. But in Thomas Harris' defense, that was his first novel, and I don't think he realized how popular Lecter would become eventually. So, but it will be nice to see where they go, because, like I said in the last video when I talked, or maybe it was the video before, when I talked about the show, you know, they've done some pretty heavy-handed references to the novels, and I can't see those being rehashed for the actual scene in which they take place, like the thing with Freddie Lowndes' supposed death, and some other bits and pieces that they used. I mean, I guess theoretically they could use the pigs again for Verger to try to kill Lecter later on, but I just don't. I don't see that happening. And that might just be me, but. I'm always watching you guys. Others are starting to see their own opportunity. It was nice too. I forgot to touch upon this. It was nice seeing Catherine Isabel again in something. I'm sure she's had work since I've seen her in Ginger Snaps, but in Freddy versus Jason. But I thought she was a good actress. I liked her in Ginger Snaps. All three movies I liked her. So it's good seeing her return to the screen. Like I said, I'm sure she's been in stuff. I just haven't seen the things that she was in. But I think she makes a pretty good Margot. Because I was kind of worried how they were going to handle Margot. I don't know if any of you guys read the book, but in the book, Margot couldn't have kids because of steroid abuse, because she was a bodybuilder. And that's why she needed Mason around, because she wanted to use his sperm on her girlfriend to have a baby that would be a verger, or hopefully a male verger heir, so then she could get rid of Mason. But they really put an interesting twist on why she couldn't have kids in the TV series with that whole thing there. And with Carlo dead too, I forgot. they killed Carlo, and he was in Hannibal. Uh, he was who captured him in Italy, so there's going to be some... They're definitely going to take their own route with that novel. I do hope, though, having some Italian heritage, I really do hope they let him go back to... Or they let him go to Italy and they carry that storyline through. I would like to see that, but...